For as long as I can remember, my relationship with my in-laws has been rocky. When I first met Alex, I was thrilled. He was kind, loving, and the man of my dreams. But there was one thing that I didn't fully comprehend: the immense influence his parents had over him. It didn't take long for me to see how controlling they were, and how they always seemed to disapprove of everything I did. At first, I thought it was just a matter of time before they'd warm up to me. After all, I loved their son deeply, and surely that would be enough to win their approval. But as the years passed, I began to see that their hostility towards me wasn't going to fade. They were condescending, often commenting on the way I dressed, the food I cooked, and even how I spent my time. The worst part, however, came when we got married. We had a small, intimate ceremony, just the way we wanted it. But to my dismay, Alex's parents were furious. They had envisioned a grand wedding with dozens of guests, and they made it clear that our simple ceremony was an insult to their status. They accused me of ruining their dreams for their only son. Things only worsened when we bought our first house. Alex and I had worked hard to save for it, but his parents treated it like an afterthought. They came over unannounced, criticizing the decor, the size of the rooms, and even the location. Every time we invited them over, it felt like they were silently judging every decision we had made. What hurt the most was how Alex stood by, silently agreeing with them. He never confronted his parents, never once stood up for me. Instead, he let them dictate parts of our life, leaving me feeling like an outsider in my own home. I tried to talk to him about it, but every time I did, he brushed it off, saying they were just being parents. As the years went on, I felt increasingly isolated. The constant presence of his parents made it hard to enjoy my time with Alex. He was always eager to please them, and as a result, I was often left on the sidelines, a mere spectator in my own marriage. I began to resent them. I hated the way they controlled every aspect of our lives, from the smallest details to the biggest decisions. And I hated how Alex let them do it. They never treated me with respect, and Alex never stood up for me. One day, after another exhausting confrontation with them, I broke down in front of Alex. I told him I couldn't take it anymore, that I felt suffocated by their presence and by his unwillingness to confront them. It was the first time I had truly expressed how I felt, and Alex was stunned. But instead of supporting me, he told me that I was overreacting. He said that his parents had always been part of his life, and that I needed to accept them as they were. That was the moment I realized that our relationship was beyond repair. His refusal to acknowledge my pain and take my side shattered something deep inside me. It's been years now, and I still can't forgive them. They've never apologized, and Alex has never fully understood why I'm so hurt. I've learned to distance myself from them, but the scars remain. Every time I see them, every time they call or show up at our door, I am reminded of the pain they've caused me. I cannot forgive them. Not because I want to hold on to anger, but because they've never taken responsibility for their actions. They've never cared enough to acknowledge the damage they've done to my marriage, to my happiness. And until they do, I'll never be able to move on.